Accused of NIMBYism in Grandview Woodland, the No Tower Coalition would like to air their concerns about the contemplated Boffo Kettle project. So what really is happening on the corner of Commercial and Venables? The Kettle says that 5 years ago the city recommended they talk with developer Boffo Properties about an expansion.
If we have the space. It's why 5 years ago the city suggested they speak with Boffo Properties about a partnership to redevelop the site. And now we're getting a better...
The question is, who is the city in this regard? The mayor, city council, the planning department, the city manager? Who? And why did they suggest Boffo Properties? Are they personal friends? Are they political supporters? What? In trying to find answers and understand the relationship between the city, Boffo, and the Kettle, a Freedom of Information request was made in July of 2015. 9 months later, there is still no clarification as to the relationship between these three parties. Boffo Properties has successfully appealed the disclosure of this information. On the site at Commercial and Venables, the Kettle owns its property. Boffo purchased the lots on either side of the Kettle, and the city, that being the public, owns the lane and the parking lot. The current zoning on the parking lot is single-family residential. The portion along Venables allows 3 stories as outright use and a density of 3.0. In the city's current Grandview Woodland Community Plan process, a draft document called Emerging Directions was put forward in 2013. Here, this specific site at Commercial and Venables suddenly was showing land use with 12 to 15 stories, as opposed to the 3-story outright use. This was never discussed in the community plan workshops and presentations. Towers on the site seemed to be previously decided by the city, Kettle, and Boffo Properties. The neighborhood was extremely upset with this and other suggestions in the emerging directions, and voiced its upset very clearly. This led to Mayor Gregor Robertson making a motion in council that was passed to have the heights on this site substantially reduced.
As F is that council directs staff to work with the Kettle Friendship Society, Boffo Properties, other potential partners, and the community to explore development options for the Commercial and Venables proposal that would significantly reduce the proposed height of the development while maintaining the expanded Kettle program and maximizing the number of supportive housing units.
Now, nothing seems to have changed. The apparent proposal is still that public city land be sold to Boffo to develop, expanding the Kettle's administrative space and adding up to 30-bed spaces for Kettle clients, in exchange for increased density and height to build 200 for-profit market condominiums. At the Grandview Woodland Area Council meeting of May 2015, Daniel Boffo said they would not be able to build what the Kettle needs, and the market housing at the Boffo Properties wants, unless they build at least 15 stories with a density in the high 6s. Now Daniel Boffo is saying something different.
It's 12 stories at a small portion of the site, where the majority comes down to 5 stories.
Those buildings will house the Kettle's new site, along with 30 supportive housing units, retail space, and about 200 market value homes. Despite the rumors, Boffo says the project does not include any building taller than 12 stories.
What people don't understand, sometimes it's feared for no reason than just that. They don't understand it. That was the main reason why we came out with our renderings. It's all out there. There's nothing for us to hide.
In defense of their tower proposal, Boffo has repeatedly said that Adnac Tower, at the corner of Adnac and Commercial, is a comparable tower. This building, built by the Lions Club 38 years ago to provide subsidized housing for seniors and people with disabilities, does have 12 stories, yes, but one of those is below street level The density is 2.2, a third that of the BOFO proposal. The building is well set back from the street, and there is a lovely treed green space all around it, making it people-friendly. Market condos in a tower built right up to the property line, with no trees, no human scale, and no sense of fitting in with the existing streetscape, built form, or community does not work here. Nancy Keogh, executive director of the Kettle, in a CBC interview, said about the area around the site,
"At the end of commercial where we are at Venables, it's all industrial. There's nothing down there."
Well, there is indeed something down here. Yes, there is light industrial, manufacturing, and commercial use in the neighborhood, and the city says it wants to keep and encourage this in Vancouver. As well, there is a mix of residential uses. Entre Nous Femmes is non-profit housing for economically disadvantaged families with children, women over 45, seniors, and immigrants. In addition to this social housing, there is Aboriginal housing, co-op housing, market rental housing, and single-family housing in the immediate vicinity of the site. The Kettle is involved with many other projects already. It has a new facility at Taylor Manor on Adanac and Boundary, and another project under construction at 1700 Kingsway. These are viable, low-rise, human-scale, neighborhood-friendly, publicly funded alternatives. Why not build space for the Kettle that fits their needs, fits in with the neighborhood, and benefits the local community rather than private developers? Is it not possible the Kettle could sell their property and use the proceeds to build a new facility on the parking lot granted to them by the city, and the community could get a project that fits in with the neighborhood and maybe even has an amenity like a park or piazza? Let's look at other possibilities. Go to novenabletower.com. Thank you.